Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a nature lady who I acquired by putting cells together from various locations. And this is Talika! And Talika showed up with 2 open ruin slots. We're going to be optimistic today. We're going to be optimistic. She's got 2 open ruin slots! She's a legendary, as I said, she's nature, and as I understand, she's got some support, she's got some denial. We're going to find out, though. Let's find her a home. No, actually, I do actually have her a home over here. The Tims. They'll be waiting on her hand and foot. Okay, that was kind of interesting. That was kind of interesting indeed. All right, let's, okay, where is she here? Okay, that's a name we're definitely going to change. Oh, look at her, isn't she cute? Big eyes like that. Unfortunately, her eyes seem to vanish when she reaches her final form. Did you notice that? It's a shame, such wonderful red eyes. Also looks like the way her arms are going back, looks like she's dancing, you know? Maybe she's dancing. All right, so you know what? Unfortunately, she's going to have to grow up because that's the world we are in here in Monster Legends. Monsters do battle with each other. Okay, what's that? Okay, was that an acorn or an egg? I guess maybe it's kind of the same thing to her, right? Very nature-oriented. Anyway, this is Talika. She's a legendary. She's nature. She's hardened. She has a 20% chance of resisting nasty special effects. Let's take a look at some stats here. Power is not too bad. Life is actually very good. Life is very good. And she's also quite speedy, too. So that's kind of interesting. If she's going to be like denialish, she's going to be support. Speed is definitely a big plus. Let's take a look at some skills. Forest Grandmother deals low physical damage to 1 enemy. And Peacecaster deals moderate nature damage to 1 enemy. Okay, her second attack is up in the moderate area. Very interesting. And of course that very special skill that we saw, Burning Bushes. Deals very heavy nature damage to all enemies, disables trait on all enemies, applies poison and ignite. Ouch! That's all kinds of nasty right there. That's all kinds of nasty. She disables the trait to make sure that the poison and the ignite take. That's all kinds of nasty right there. Yeah, don't mess with nature around her, huh? No. Talika is like a grandmother to all creatures in the forest, especially to General Aces, who always comes to her for advice and comfort. She usually doesn't intervene in battles, but when the weak are in danger, she leaves her peaceful life aside and runs to protect them. Okay, that's, she's grandmother. Of course, she's looking a little young to be a grandmother, so I'm guessing we're going to have to feed her up here a little bit. So let's get to that. Let's get to her second form at level 4. There she is. Okay. I noticed she's squinting now in an almost sinister way. But then again, maybe she sees me as a danger to the forest. All right, I'm not a danger to the forest, so don't stop looking at me that way. All right, so let's continue. Let's get some skills, starting at level 7. Ricinus Dust, I think. Deals moderate special damage to 1 enemy. 50% chance of applying stun. Okay, she's going to be doing stunning. That's pretty denialish. All right, let's continue. To level 10. Feverfew. Deals low nature damage to 1 enemy, applies immunity to poison to all allies. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's the supporty part. It's a really nice thing. I'm hoping it comes in a bigger, deadlier form, you know? Really. And mixed in with a couple of things. That'd be nice. Still, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's go to level 15. Another skill. Licorice. Applies damage boost and removes all negative stats effects to 1 ally. Okay, we'll put that there because, you know, we're going to put it up here because we know we're not going to take that. I like where it's going. I just don't like the 1 ally thing. Yeah, I just don't like the 1 ally thing. All right, let's continue to level 20. And another skill. Ginseng applies double damage to 1 ally, removes all negative status effects from 1 ally. Okay, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but I'm going to put it there. I was kind of hoping it was like spread out, spread wings, that kind of thing. All right, let's continue. And of course, this is going to be level 25 and her final form. Ricinus Drop. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies 2 stuns. Okay, that's the same thing that Rabish has. Double the chance of landing it, right? Well, I mean, that's the stun. I might as well put it there, right? Certainly a better one. 50% chance, 2 stuns is better than 50% chance. Yeah, and she can't really see very much, but I'm guessing the forest is her eyes, right? So she knows what's going on. Anyway, let's continue to level 30. Another skill. Quinine. Deals moderate nature damage to one enemy, heals all allies by 30%. If only Drac had something like that, right? Alright, that's pretty good. I'm going to throw that right there. And a 2-round cooldown, not a 4-round cooldown. Unbelievable. Alright, so that's a good skill, though. That's a good skill. For someone who's supporty and nature, that's a good skill. Because it also does damage, Why not? And as I said, 2-round cooldown, not a 4-round cooldown. Alright, let's continue to level 35. And another skill. Maka. Applies shield 40% to all allies, removes all negative status effects from allies. That's actually pretty nice. I'm going to put that there. It's going to be hard not to keep that. Only the thing about it is that that one does damage. See, the other ones do damage here. This one, the double stun, of course, does damage, and that one does damage. This one, we can afford that one just because it's really good. 40% shield and removes negative status effects. That's kind of useful. Let's continue to level 40. And another skill. Sage. Deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies stamina regeneration and immunity to poison to all allies. That's good. That's definitely good. 2-round cooldown. Ooh. Probably have to make some really hard choices here now, huh? Which do I want more? I think it's this one down here we have to make our decision with, right? I'm going to put Sage in here. I'm going to put Sage in here. I like the heal, but I like the damage. I like the poison immunity, and mostly I like the stamina regeneration. I guess I'm going to have to see all of her skills to make a final decision. So let's get to that. Let's get to level 45. Okay, that's the one I just got rid of. All right, let's get to 50. Kind of hoping I might get something for that first spot. Ricinus Seeds. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies. Applies 2 stun to all of them. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of stamina. It's a good thing she can give stamina regeneration. Right, I mean, I'm taking that one. Do I want both of them? I'm guessing yes, because this is a 3-round cooldown, right? Well, I'm taking this one. I'm definitely taking this one. No question about it. So I just have to figure out what else I do from here, right? All right, I got 2 more chances here. So we'll see what comes back, and then we'll decide whether or not we're going to take him or not, right? All right, level 55. Okay, that's the one that I just got rid of. Yeah, if it was all enemy, if it was all allies, it's just, I think that the shield and removing, I already got the negative status effects, right? Over here. In Maka, I got all negative status effects removed, and I got a 40% shield. That can kind of work as healing, because it's going to put a little buffer on there. All right, I'm not taking that one, obviously. If the heal comes back, that's the one I have to stop and think about, But I think I'll probably keep that one. No, okay, they really want me to take that one. All right, that's 60. Let's just go back here and take a look here. All right, this one, right, that one right there. Well, I'm not taking that one out. Heavy nature damage, 2-round cooldown, stamina regeneration. She's going to need stamina regeneration. 54 on that one, she's going to need stamina regeneration. The rest of her skills aren't a problem, but that one is a big one, right? And poison immunity. Poison immunity can be useful. It can be useful, especially if you're in a war with a nature creature who might very well be poisoning, so that could be useful. It is a good hit, though. It is a good hit. This one here deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies 2 stuns. Do I need this one? Well, this one's only a 1-round cooldown. Mind you, it's 35 stamina, is a little bit above, but it's got the double stun there. So if the individual is hardened, there's a much better chance of landing the stun. Does nothing against somebody who's immune to stun. But if somebody is hardened, it increases the chance dramatically of actually landing one of the stuns. I have seen 2 of the stuns resisted because Ravish has the same type of skill. And while we were testing them, we did see both of them resisted. It just increases the chance dramatically, just like her group one. All right, and then we have this one. I guess it comes down to this. Right, Maka doesn't actually do damage, but here's the thing. It gives a 40% shield, but it also removes negative status effects. A 30% heal is not useful if there's poisoning going on, if there's bleeding, if there's fire, all kinds of terrible things like that. So being able to remove the negative status effects, and there's also the matter of control things as well, like possession or freezing. Remember, she's hardened, so she's got a chance to resist things like that. So I think that Maka is just probably a better skill. I would like it to have an attack, but it does have 2 functions to it, which are pretty darn useful. It's only got a 2-round cooldown to it. Of course, this one has a 2-round as well, but double damage, if it was everybody and not just one, but I mean, these other skills, I just can't do that. Just can't do that. Okay, so I think I'm sticking with what I have. All right, let's go back over here. All right, the strength's a little on the lower side. It's just under 2,000, but then again, that's kind of not what she's doing. She's got a good life to her. She's got a very good life to her. Speed is not bad at all. Speed is not bad at all. All right, so let's look at the final skills here. These are the ones that I chose. Ricinus Seeds deals moderate special damage to all enemies, applies 2 stuns to all enemies. Now, as I was saying, this increases the chance to land the stun to something that's hardened. Because if it's for instance, like her, she has a 20% chance to resist a stun. So she very well might resist the first stun. It's a 1 in 5 chance, right? But 2 stuns, that's going to be much harder to resist. Much harder to resist. So very useful to have that in a skill that does the entire enemy group. Very, very, very nice denial there. Very nice denial. Then we have this one, Sage. Deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies stamina regeneration and immunity to all allies. Both of those things are very good. Poison, if you're in a war, again, with nature like her, it's possible that you're going to get poisoned. But that's a nice throw-in. First of all, it's a good nature hit. Second of all, it's going to give stamina regeneration in the same thing. You don't have to go to a skill that doesn't do anything else. You got damage, you got stamina regeneration, and you also throw in some poison resistance too. Poison immunity, pardon me. So that's a very good attack. Very good attack indeed. And then we have Ricinus Drop. Okay, so this is a 1-target version of the first skill. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies 2 stuns to one enemy. Now, if you do the first one, then obviously they're going to be immune to the stun for the next round. So that's you wouldn't come back with this. Wouldn't make any sense. But this is a 3-round cooldown. So you're going to be 4 rounds between using them. So they're not going to be immune, but for 1 turn. So then you can come back here and apply this again to a troublesome individual. You never know. And besides, it is possible her first attack misses. So this is something that can be very useful. And you may not actually want to hit everybody with this one. Maybe you only have to hit 1 target. Maybe there's other denial, and the other denials do like possession, and one of them is immune to possession, and you only have to come back and hit one of them. Now, could I have put one of the support ones in there? Could I have put the heal in there? Yeah, I could have. It's just that I see her as kind of support denial, and basically at that point she only has 1 form of denial if you just take this one. So I kind of like having this one around as a backup. There's nothing like a single target version of a good group skill, And then we have this one. This is basically the sole support one. This has no damage to it at all. This is Maka, and it applies a 40% shield to all allies, removes all negative status effects from allies. Now, removing all negative status effects by itself is really a good thing. Giving a shield is actually very good as well, because it means that even dot damage which, by the way, they're not going to have anymore, right? Because you're taking away all negative status effects. You're taking all that away, and you're giving them a 40% shield, so incoming attacks will be done off of the shield. I think I like this one better than the heal that is actually an attack, mostly because of the removed negative status effects. Let me tell you something. If this was an attack that did the same damage as the heal, right, and still had the 40% shield, I probably would have taken the heal. But the throw-in of the removes negative status effects is just very, very useful. She's hardened. She might resist something really bad, and the rest of the team could be possessed or frozen or something like that. She can just take that all away. Something that was done to the entire group, but she resisted it. So take it all away and then put a shield on top, right? Very, very nice skill indeed. Anyway, she's actually pretty good. She has, she's got support stuff. She's got denial stuff. So in this case, her low power tells you she's not there for damage. She's really not there for damage. She's there for support. Notice that she doesn't have any attacks that are just attacks. They do something supporty. This one gives stamina regeneration, immunity to poison. This one here does stuns, more denial. And this isn't even an attack. This one just does the shield and the negative status effects. And this one here. So she's not there for the damage. So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to put a damage rune on her. Chances are you're going to put speed on her. Would you use her as primary denial? Maybe. I mean, you could see that. I mean, in terms of nature, there are some guys who stun, and there are some individuals who stun. I don't believe that they're overly fast, though. So it could very well be that she's one of the few fast ones who does the stun. So you really could use her as a nature primary denial if you wanted to, if that's what you were going to do. So in this case, you probably want to put all speed on her. Her stamina, the stamina of the first attack, the amount, would concern me if she didn't have her own stamina regen, which was wrapped up in an attack. So I don't really care about putting a stamina rune on her. Life, she already has a good life. She's not going to tank or anything like that. I mean, if she had some kind of a resurrection thing, then you might want to put a lot of extra life on her. Kind of like Undertaker, that's the reason I put him on there. So that he'll stay alive a long time. In case somebody else in the party dies, he can just resurrect him. I do the same thing with fatigue. But in this case, I think speed right across the board. Just nothing else, just speed. So anyway, this is Talika, and she's actually pretty darn good. And I can't wait to start testing with her. Don't know when that's going to be. It's not going to be the next group. Probably the group after. But anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.